This is Lock and Load Show's GNN, Gun Nation News, where we look at gun stories and issues making the headlines and back pages. I'm Andy Waits. The Department of Defense stopped selling spent shell casings to commercial reloaders for about 4 days in March. The ban didn't require any congressional action or public hearings, and it was instituted overnight. The ban, though temporary, was blamed for a run on ammo. The Defense Logistics Agency has the casings on a list of sensitive munitions. The halt in sales was because of a review over the past 2 years of selling items on that list. Utah freshman Congressman Jason Chaffetz plans to introduce a bill to prevent a similar incident in the future. A U.S. gunmaker is safe from a civil lawsuit. The U.S. Appeals Court in San Francisco says victims of a 1999 shooting rampage in Southern California cannot sue a federally licensed gun manufacturer or a distributor. The court says the two American companies are protected by a law passed in 2005, the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act. Georgia-based Glock and RSR Wholesale Guns in Seattle are off the hook. But a third company, China North Industries Corp., or Norinco, isn't protected because it's not federally licensed. The National Rifle Association says gun shows are under attack in Minnesota. An NRA press release says anti-gun State Representative Michael Pamer wants an amendment that would severely regulate the sales of firearms at gun shows. His amendment would force all private sales at the gun shows to go through background checks. Pamer claims that criminals get guns from gun shows, but recent federal studies say the figure is less than 1 in 100, just 0.7%. In our Shoot Your Mouth Off segment, do gun buybacks work? The LA Times says they're good PR, but studies say they're shooting blanks when it comes to curbing gun-related violence. A big gun buyback was put in place in Los Angeles by Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, who said that it took more guns off the streets of LA than there were shooting victims in the city last year. Many found his statement to be highly misleading, implying a connection between gun homicides and the specific weapons turned in. But what's your opinion? Email us at shoot@lockandloadshow.com. And finally, just call him Barney Fife. One sheriff in Michigan got quite a shock during a press conference while showing the media a camera-turned stun gun. The makeshift stun gun was found at a high school after word got back to staff that a few kids were shocking other students. Macomb County deputies tracked the device to a 13-year-old who learned how to make it on YouTube. Well, that's it for this edition of GNN, Gun Nation News from Lock and Load Show, where our First and Second Amendment rights intersect. I'm Andy Waits. Thank you for joining us.